Hello and welcome back to Goofy's Chapter Reviews, and before we get started, I just want to say something hilarious happened, actually. The other day, I actually recorded an entire chapter review for 1093, but I was recording it while I was eating my rotisserie chicken for lunch, and so I just was so into the rotisserie chicken, I mean, look at this, look at where the microphone is, like, the audio is useless, it's hilarious, but the most embarrassing thing is, I got through the entire chapter review. Like, I wish, guys, I could sit here and tell you that I realized that I was just eating my rotisserie chicken and talking to myself without actually capturing any audio. I wish I could tell you guys that I maybe did about half of the video before I realized it. It was the whole thing. I did the entire chapter review, and then when I sat down to edit it, I was like, okay, so well, this is useless. Okay. Very funny. But, you know, it's for the best, though. I probably would have ended up doing it again anyway because, you know, like I said, I was just so into my rotisserie chicken, I didn't really have the passion for the chapter when I was reading it. Like, I was literally just stuffing my face like, oh, I guess Kizaru's here. I don't know. Like, it's funny in its own way, but you guys deserve better, so I'm happy that I could do it over again. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to do 1092 and then jump right into 1093. I've got my Japanese snacks here, and I'm ready to jump into some One Piece. Speaking of Japanese snacks, we should probably take a quick word from our sponsors. This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. are both Japanese snack subscription boxes, and with Tokyo Treat you can look forward to the latest exclusive limited edition and seasonal Japanese snacks. And Sakura Co. is all about supporting local Japanese snack makers, so you can expect traditional and authentic Japanese snacks, including teas and tableware. I hope you guys are ready for Spooktober, because for Tokyo Treat, the theme for this month is Halloween Snack Haul, a Halloween-themed box with snacks like the Sweet Potato Kit Kats, Pokemon Halloween Choco Pie, and my favorite addition, the Japanese Cola. Seriously, if you're feeling a little super, you have got to try this. As someone who loves cola, this was amazing to try. Just look at me tasting it in real time. And for Sakura Co, the theme is Kyoto's Crimson Leaves, which is inspired by the beauty of Kyoto's autumn season. The standouts for this box are going to be the banana white chocolate, which was delicious, the yuzu doriyaki, and of course, the tea for this month, the hojicha tea, straight from Kyoto itself. And this month's tableware item is the hand-painted brocade flower dish. These boxes might be my favorite one yet due to my interest in Kyoto, so I was more eager than ever to read the booklets that come with the boxes to learn more about the culture of Kyoto and the snacks that I was eating. It also helps that I could look at the allergen information for the snacks just in case. So if you're like me and you want to taste all of this for yourself, or if you want to give a really nice gift to someone you love, please check out the link in my description and use code Mugiwara to receive $5 off your first Tokyo Treat or Sakura Co box. A very special thank you to Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co for sponsoring this video, and an equally special thank you to you for watching this video. And with that, we are back to the show. So 1092, what I remember the most from 1092 is Kizaru just piecing up everybody. Like, it wasn't just Luffy, although Luffy was getting the business. Don't get me wrong. Luffy was Snake Man first, I believe, which is always a treat. I love seeing Snake Man. A little bit weird he didn't just from the jump just go into Gear 5 like he did against Lucci, but, you know, I'm here for it. It's cool. But yeah, so Kizaru's beating up on Luffy, and he also beats up Bonnie a little bit. He's really just bullying everybody there. And the thing about Kizaru, man, I say this all the time, I cannot get a read on that guy. Like, he's smiling like he's a psychopath, but at the same time he's saying like, oh, don't make me do this. I was like, bro, he's the most unserious person ever, and it is just, but in a scary way, you know, like he's the type of person and be like, you know, I care so much about you, and then break your neck. He's a psychopath. It's in his own way. He scares me just a little bit more than a Kainu. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a Kainu's dangerous. Like, you wouldn't want to run into a Kainu, but Kainu's gonna be straightforward with what he does to you. You know, he's just gonna take off half of your face, and then that's it. Why does he like doing that? Actually, one thing about a Kainu, he's gonna take half your face. I don't know what it is, but that guy loves doing that. But what I was saying was, like, that's dangerous. You wouldn't want to run into that guy. But what's to me scarier is the guy that's trying to talk to you like you're in an abusive relationship with him. Like, oh, I love you so much, Sentomaru. I wouldn't want to do this to you, Vegapunk. All the while, he's actively trying to murder everyone. It's a little unsettling. That's all I'm saying. So, but I think in 1092, the chapter actually starts with Kuma. He's in Maryjoy, and then that's when Akainu confronts him. I just don't really take Akainu that seriously. mostly. I guess because we've only ever seen him behind a desk. It's just like, in my opinion, every time we see Akainu, you know he's not really gonna do anything. Like, I know that's gotta be bugging him. You know, like, he's an antagonist, like one of the strongest antagonists, if not the strongest antagonist in the entire series. And he's literally just behind a desk. Like, I would be hot. Like, I would be very upset. I would be fuming if I was Akainu. Akainu's just had a really boring time post-time skip. But yeah, we get a little bit of that, but the bulk of the chapter is Kizaru just beating up everybody. But 1092 ends with Luffy being Gear 5, and he is grabbing Kizaru, and it's very reminiscent. It's very luminescent. That's it. It's very luminescent of Tom and Jerry. It really reminds me of those scenes where Tom is like chasing Jerry and he ends up grabbing them with both of his hands. And you know, it's just Oda's having a really good time with Gear 5. I read there was a tweet where Oda was talking about how he knew that people were going to be upset about Gear 5, but he knew also that he had to do it because he doesn't like how manga gets serious the longer that they go on. Like, as the story progresses, like, there's an expectation that the drama has to build up and things have to get more serious. And he actively said, like, I don't like that. Like, I don't want to stop having fun. And I respect that a lot. Not just because, like, the difference between Super Saiyan and Gear 5 is pretty awesome, you know? Like, Super Saiyan, the trigger is anger, and with Gear 5, it's imagination. Like, I think Totally Not Mark did a video where he explained how that's, like, really cool. Like, pretty much every anime has a transformation where it's, like, rooted in anger, or you just snap and you reach, like, your limit. But, like, this is, like, based off of creativity and imagination, and it just teaches people that there's another way to, like, ascend. I like it a lot. But yeah, so, sorry, back to 1092, but like I said, it ends with Luffy grabbing him like in that Tom and Jerry pose. So that's 1092. Let's go ahead and talk about 1093. And 1093 starts off with Luffy doing his goofy thing. You know, he's still not taking anything seriously. He's spinning Kizaru around, and then he just throws him, okay? Like, that's funny, okay? Like, Luffy's like, we need to get out of here, we need to buy some more time, so he just spins him around to make him dizzy, and he just launches him so that they have enough time to get away. That's hilarious, but what's, again, terrifying, Kizaru's expression does not change. Guys, I really feel like when we get more of his flashback, like, is Kizaru a person? Is he a robot or a clone or something? Like, does he have emotions? Like, he looks like Adam Sandler, but really high. I don't know why you would make a robot like that, but it's terrifying. Like, I never thought I'd say this, but Adam Sandler, often edible, with light powers. That's a terrifying mixture, and I don't ever want to see it in live action. But yeah, he's freaking me out, man. So yeah, Luffy throws him, and he's just still just like, hey, now, be gentle with me. He's not taking anything seriously. His facial expression doesn't change. And what do you know, the momentum, the force, the dizziness that any person would have if they've been spun around a million times by that wacky unhinged lunatic and then get launched to the other side of the island? Do you know how dizzy that I would be? Do you know how dizzy anybody would be? And Kizaru's he doesn't care. Like, dude, he's just still smiling and like, ho, let's keep going. Like, he's crazy. But anyway, as the chapter goes on, the team's trying to regroup so they can get off the island, and this is when Vegapunk tells Frankie that Bonnie is okay. She was kicked outside of the barrier, but she is fine. And Vegapunk asks Frankie to make sure she's okay. And Sanji just volunteers himself. He's like, you know, I don't care what's going on here. I volunteer myself for the Bonnie rescue mission. Which, you know, there's a lot of, like, hints. I don't even know if it's even necessarily a theory. Like, Bonnie's just a kid, right? Like, her actual age is, like, a little kid, right? Does Sanji know that? I figure I probably shouldn't ask that question, honestly. And it's like, I mean, we haven't seen him flirt with Bonnie, so maybe he just actually wants to go to where a lady needs him. Again, we've seen him sniff people, so he doesn't need anything else weird going against him that we can't defend. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And of course, Jinbei is there, and Jinbei is just the only one with an actual plan. He's like, you know, I'll head to the back too. We can all rendezvous there. Meanwhile, this is another thing I thought was hilarious. Bonnie is on the lab floor. Where is she? She's on the Fabrio stratum down below. I don't know, all of these. Oda keeps saying these things, and I don't know where they are. I know it's because I'm not paying attention. I know if I were smarter, I could get it, but I don't know where they are. Wherever Bonnie is, what's funny is that she's just running around turning people into babies and old men. That's hilarious. Can you imagine if that's your superpower? You could turn somebody into Master Roshi Lucci or Boss Baby. That is so funny. Like, that is hilarious. What an inconvenience to your opponent. This one we get a little bit more of an explanation as to why Bonnie is okay. We see that Sentomaru actually saved her, and it also looks like Sentomaru is dead. I know he's not actually dead, but it says that Sentomaru's been burned to a crisp. Now, in any other story, when a character is burned to a crisp, usually that means they're dead. Like, they're done at the very least. And I do believe he's done fighting, but I know that he's not actually gone. And that's when we get to the next part of the chapter, which Lucci is so sorry, okay? He is so sorry, and I do not know what I was expecting, because this is inconsistent with his character. He's always kind of been a hoe. He's always been waiting to just, like, cheat people, but I never really saw him like that, you know? I don't know why. I guess it's because he was such an imposing force in Enies Lobby. That gave me the impression that he at least would fight honorably, given the chance, like, he wants to be the strongest. According to these chapters, no, he's just sorry, man. Like, so Lucci and Zoro are fighting, and Luffy's just laughing like a lunatic. He just threw Kizaru, and he's like, hey, Zoro, do you need a hand? And Zoro's just like, man, quit playing with me. You focus on the Admiral. I'll handle this pussycat, all right? I don't need any help. And Zoro doubles down, and he's like, listen, if this is the best he's got, he does not deserve to run the ones with our captain. And that's when Lucci's sorry ass, he says, well, I guess the head of the number 2 of the crew will be a good consolation prize. He's fighting for second place now. And what's hilarious about this is Zoro's looking at him like, bro, I did not say that you could beat me either. I don't think you can beat Sanji. We keep saying this, but let me bring Jinbei in here. I don't think you could beat him. Like, it is crazy the level of confidence that this guy have, and I don't know why. Like, a couple seconds ago, you fought with these people because you couldn't handle the Seraphim, okay? You couldn't fight the crackhead. And then you told the crackhead that you wouldn't try to fight his friends, and like 10 minutes later, he's fighting the crackhead's friends. And he's fighting them because he's mad he can't fight the crackhead. He is so sorry. So sorry. Like, guys, I really just think that all of this it's just making me think I gotta do Water 7 and Enies Lobby is hilarious, because I'm gonna take him out like the trash. Like, maybe not in Water 7, but in Enies Lobby, oh, I'm gonna go in on Lucci, because this is just sorry. All right, so we keep going, and this is when we get to the parts of the chapter that made me, again, kind of go, whoa, what the heck, what's going on here? And so Luffy threw Kizaru. So Kizaru is heading toward the ocean. He just nonchalantly still, like, not a care in the world. That's when Kizaru uses the shadow clone jutsu. Like, out of nowhere, he just becomes Naruto. He sends a bunch of clones after Luffy. Kizaru is just pulling out things that I did not think he should be able to do. And so now Luffy's fighting the shadow clones, or maybe they're all holograms like Luffy said. I don't really know what's going on with that. That caught me all the way off guard. But whether they're clones or holograms or what, Luffy takes care of all of them, and that's when he realizes that the real Kizaru is in the lab messing with Usopp. And so, as the chapter rounds out to a close, it shows Atlas and Vegapunk. They're going down to take control of the pacifistas, because if they can do that, they can turn all the pacifistas against the Marines. Like, that's their plan, and that should give them enough of an opening to escape. And it looks like Atlas actually manages to give the order for all of the pacifistas to begin eradicating the Marines, and the final panel is of Saint Saturn, because of course, since the Gorosei is there, they are actually the highest level of authority that the Pacifista and Seraphim would listen to. Isn't it the Seraphim and the Pacifista? It'd be really dumb if it was only the Seraphim. Like, I would obviously assume that it would also be the Pacifista. We're gonna be in for another twist, but yeah, that is the end of the chapter. So takeaway thoughts about 1093. Number 1 for me, Lucci is sorry. Like, from now on, every time I see him, I'm just gonna be like, just get out of here, man. You're just so sorry. And it's like, the thing is, I think he knows that he's sorry, and it bothers him, because that's the thing about Blackbeard. Blackbeard knows when he can't fight somebody, and he doesn't let that get to him. Like, he will just admit, like, yeah, I can't beat you right now, and then he'll just run away. Lucci is actively upset because he can't beat somebody, so he's throwing a tantrum by trying to fight the number 2. And when he realizes he can't even beat the number 2, I want him to have an existential crisis. And also, I'm mad at him. He stabbed Stussy with that finger pistol. You dirty pussycat, I can't believe you did that. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? That's the number 1 takeaway for me. Lucci is sorry. Kizaru is terrifying. Once again, hi Adam Sandler. Like, imagine Kizaru just walked in with that face and was like, are you ready to die? Terrifying. I'm out the door. Let's see if there's any theories. I don't really have any theories about what could be going on, honestly. We're just waiting for Oda to cook. Other than that, I still also, where is Blackbeard? What is with the Blackbeard ship? We keep talking talking about that every chapter. Oda's just like, wait for him. He's coming. Somebody's there. But yeah, that's about it for this one, guys. Please let me know what you thought about this chapter. Come talk with me in the comments. As always, that is my favorite part about these chapter reviews, discussing them with you guys. A lot of you are more eagle-eyed than I am, so we can talk about all the things that I may have missed or the things that you guys caught. God, Lucci is so sorry. I cannot stop thinking about it. Yeah, we're gonna have to do Water 7 in Innie's Lobby. You know, I think that should probably be the next ones in the hilarious series. If nothing changes, if I don't think of something funnier, I gotta take this pussycat out, dude. He is just, this is, man. But yes, as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being interested, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.